Hi, our topic for today is about IRS appeals, appealing the case. So let's take an example here. You're representing a client before the examination division, whether it be office exam or a revenue agent out in the field. And you have a client, his name is John, and John owns and operates a plumbing company. He has a van, and he drives the van to people's homes all day long to repair their plumbing. John is lazy, does not maintain accurate books and records, a log, a daily log to show where he drove, who he did, the addresses, and so forth to allocate the mileage. So on the return, the way they did it, they took an oil change beginning of the year, oil change end of the year, and they said, okay, we have 10,000 miles for the year. It's pretty much all business, and we will use the standard mileage rate. The examiner states, well, wait a second here. No, we're not going to allow it because he didn't maintain accurate logs. Well, you say, wait a second. Number one, he's a plumber. Number two, he drives a van. Number three, is the van considered ordinary and necessary business expense deduction per Internal Revenue Code Section 162? And obviously here in this case, John is entitled to this deduction. He is a plumber. He drives a van. So if you recall from the prior lesson on IRS audits, we established our audit report to present our case based on an IFRAC mode. Issue, facts, rule of law, arguments, and conclusion. Please memorize this and always prepare your work papers as such. Since you've already prepared for it based on the IFRAC mode, and per that lesson that we viewed, IRS audit, we had arguments. And the argument encompasses two. Number one, the taxpayer. Secondly, the government. In this case here, the taxpayer argues that, wait a second, I'm a plumber, I drive my van, I'm entitled to reconstruction. Always remember that, folks. Just because you don't have receipts, canceled checks, etc., if you've lost them, you are entitled to reconstruction. The only thing, to my recollection, that you cannot reconstruct will be meals and entertainment. So in this case, in John's case, the only thing missing will be the argument from the government. Let's back up a little bit. You've been through the audit. You don't see eye to eye with the examiner. The first thing you should do is request an informal conference with his supervisor or her supervisor or her manager, his manager, and try to resolve the issue at hand and argue why you should be entitled to this mileage. If you don't see eye to eye again with the informal conference meeting with the manager, well then say, okay, fine, I received the audit report. The audit report instructs me that if I don't agree to the adjustments, I'm entitled to appeal my case. Follow through. It's very simple. Just write your letter to say we don't agree with the audit report because we're entitled to reconstruction for mileage and the IRS examiner is not allowing it. And included our work papers why we should be entitled to it. So if we were to follow this here, what we have talked about earlier, and here we have a pizza store, and John Doe owns it. It's a Schedule C, sole proprietor. It's all the same when you appeal a case. Issue, fact, rule of law, arguments, taxpayer, government, and conclusion. What you feel should be done. In this case here, we have a client that paid his rental expense for December of 07 in January of 08, and he's deducting the payment in 08. Well, okay, this guy is a cash basis taxpayer. He's not on the accrual method. So he paid it in 08. He should be entitled to take the deduction in 08. If you follow to the red paragraph under argument, you will notice that taxpayer states that he should be entitled to the full $36,000 deduction since he is a cash basis taxpayer. Government argues that the deduction taken on the 2008 return of $3,000 for the 2007 December rent belongs to the 2000 period, but here we have a cash basis taxpayer. Conclusion, he should be entitled to deduct this expense in 2008. It's very simple. You file it with the examiner. The examiner then will send it to the appeals office. It could take up to 6 months before you hear from appeals. But that's okay. Everything is ready. You just go in and you represent your case to the appeals officer. Make sure you engage your client for it. It's not a free service. You're in business to make money. So review the engagement agreement that we have a video on. Again, if you get stuck anywhere in the interim, just visit our community for questions and answers. We'll jump in and try to help out. So good luck with everything. Thank you for watching.